Farok, 22 years of age, from Liverpool, England. We'll be fighting King of the Street soon. Can't wait to kick someone's head in. Been waiting for this for too long. And I will be representing Liverpool and Kurdistan. Let's go.
Yo, guys, what's going on? It's Joseph from the Heretic Chronicles, and today I got an interesting guest, man. He's fought in K1 before. He's a kickboxer, did a little bit of bare knuckle boxing as well, but he's going to be making his no rules debut soon. We'll talk about that a little bit, but before we get any further, brother, introduce yourself and let everybody know where you're from.
First of all, thanks very much for your time. So, my name is Farok, 22 years of age, from Liverpool, England. And I'm going to be making my debut soon in King of the Streets. I'm going to be fighting Cocaine Charlie. And I can't really wait to show everyone what we can do. And I'm looking forward for this fight to happen soon.
Awesome, brother. So if you can, man, take us back to the sandbox. How was your childhood, and how was that like?
So basically, I moved to Liverpool when I was a little boy. Originally, I'm Kurdish. I'm from Kurdistan, but then I moved to Liverpool, as you said, when I was a kid, and I grew up in Liverpool. Like when I moved here, I had no family or nothing, so my life was kind of very, very hard. So it was really hard for me to work and train at the same time as well, and look after the family as well. So, as I said, it was really hard. First, I didn't even know what to do. Didn't really speak the language that well as well. So at the same time, I was going to the college. Yeah.
All right, so during your childhood, like, did you grow up getting into a lot of fights? Were you super aggressive? Like, how was that like in school?
Well, to be honest, not really. But then since I was a kid, I just love fighting, mate. Honest to God, like I just love fighting. Like, yeah.
So, how did you get yourself, involved in fighting? Like, what was your first martial arts that you trained in?
I've done karate, Shotogan karate, before. Then I've done that couple of
And how
years.
old were you when you started doing that?
I was only 16, yeah.
Okay.
16, yeah. When I was doing karate when I was 16, then doing that couple of years, then changed it to K1, then changed it to kickboxing, and I had a couple of bare knuckle boxing fights as well. Well, in Kurdistan, even my family, even my dad, my brother, everyone, they were in army. Like even my brother, he's in special forces now. Yeah, so it was like kind of like it's a mindset as well, like because when you're in military and fighting things, you've got no fear. Do you get what I'm saying? Like a lot of people have been asking me, like, how can you not scared to be fighting that King of the Streets? Like, I've got no fear on me. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, we won't scared of nothing, especially we cared to get me.
Yeah, brother. I mean, obviously, King of the Streets I mean, that's like top of the food
I
chain. When
I I respect every single person who's been fighting on that King of the Streets and who's got fights coming up on that King of the Streets because this is something like it's not easy to get what I'm saying. I mean, like only man can do it. Do you get me? Little boys can't do that, mate. Can't.
yeah, hell yeah, yeah. Be a
Yeah,
certain type. Gotta be a certain type of individual to
mate. Yeah, yeah.
for sure. So, how old were you when you first got into the what was it, the army or what was it over there where you're at in the UK?
So, with me, to be honest, like as I said, me dad back home, he's in army. So when I was a kid, I used to always, so me dad at the same time, Peshmerga, they were fighting with ISIS
Hmm.
in Iraq. So me dad was fighting with them. So all the time, I used to go there with me dad. So I've been on all that like since I was a little boy, and then and here in the UK as well. I'm gonna be going to the army next year.
Is there any way that you can dive into that conflict that you were talking about when you're with your father? What exactly can you like break it down to like the viewers, like what countries fighting what, like break down the conflict if you can.
So Peshmergas, they were fighting against ISIS. You know what's the ISIS, though, don't you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's like Islamic Jihad, right?
Yeah. That's the one, mate. So they were fighting against them. So I
Okay.
used to go with me dad. I was only a kid. I remember I was only about 13, 14, yeah.
Holy shit. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
so you're like hearing, gunshots. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously you're not near the front lines, but you're far enough away to where you're still hearing like, gunshots and
yeah, and
explosions and
yeah,
shit.
and honestly, God, I remember like because I was only a little boy and my dad didn't really wanted to take me with him at the same time. But I was crying like a little baby. I was like, nah, I need to come. Yeah, I don't know, like as I said, since I was a little boy, I just love fighting, mate. I love that all that military fighting thing. Like
Okay.
I've got different minds since I was a kid.
Yeah, bro. I mean, when I was growing up, that's a lot of young kids. That's what they, all want to do. Like do, infantry or Air Force, shit like that. I think everybody at one point growing up was like, this is what I want to do. Especially
Yeah,
for people who are a little bit more on the mm, I mean, I don't know. I mean, when you're in high school, man, like I feel like you don't, at least for me in my case, like sometimes you just don't have the best direction in life. You're like, okay, well, if I don't do this, don't do that. Military is the pretty much like the most honorable thing you could do for your country. So
yeah,
it's got a lot of benefits to it as well. So it's not like it's a backup plan for some, but in reality, it's like the best backup plan you could have. But
yeah,
I met a lot of people who served before, so I've heard like a lot of good things about it. So I appreciate anyone who like serves, man. Like I said, it's like the most honorable thing you can do. So stemming from that, uh, going into your fighting career, can you tell everybody like when you had your first, I guess, sanctioned fight?
So do you mean like me karate fight or?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. So I had me first karate fight. I've only had like one karate fight, by the way. Yeah, I've only had one karate fight, and then it didn't really go in my way, to be honest.
And
I've
that's the
lost that.
point fighting, right? It's the point fighting, and they're like going in and out like real quick.
Yeah. Well, that's how it is. Yeah. So I didn't really win that one, and after that, I've lost that one. I was like, nah, I'll move to K1. I'll move to K1. So I had a couple of K1 fights, couple of kickboxing fights as well. Yeah, but to be honest, like since I've been doing all these fighting, like honest to God, like I'm not doing it for winning. I'm not asked if I win or lose. I just love to fight. As long as I'm in the ring or wherever it is, if as long as I'm fighting, that's it. I'm happy, mate.
So can you dive into what made you want to go ahead and well actually, when did you first start fighting like the bare knuckle boxing? Could you like talk about that? Like when did you like start doing that?
Well, yeah, I had me first bare knuckle fight about a year ago on Back to the Bone, if you heard of it or not.
Yep, I've heard of it.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah. So I had me first fight in with Bet to the Bone, and even on that one, it didn't really go my way, to be honest. I've lost that one as well. I've lost that one as well against a tough opponent. Yeah, so.
Okay, so going from that, now you want to go ahead and do the no rules. Like, what kind of drives you? Like, what's inside the mind of someone who says, like, okay, like, no rules is what I want to do? Because I feel like I've seen a lot of fighters, even in the UFC, who get
Mhm.
asked, hey, would you want to fight bare knuckle one day? And they're like, fuck no, like, I don't want to do that. Never. And these guys are like, in the UFC, they're, fucking top of the sport, right? And MMA, right? So if
Yeah.
these guys, super tough guys in the UFC, are saying, fuck that, I'm not gonna go bare knuckle, no rules is a totally different, you know what I'm saying? So what makes you say, okay, this is what I want to do?
Well, to be honest, and now, do you know what? It was really hard decision for me to make, to get what I'm saying. And now that it's a scary game, it's not easy, and it's not even a sport, right? But like I've got nothing to lose. Do you get what I'm saying? Like I'm ready to die. It's one of them. Do you get
Mm,
me?
yes,
It's
sir.
one of them. So I was like, yeah, this is for me, man. Like I want to do something different, and I want to be the first Kurdish person to be on that King of the Street. That was the main thing for me.
Yeah, man,
Uh,
and you're definitely gonna do it whenever you fight. A lot of people are gonna be tuning in, man. It's gonna be really cool to see your debut. And you're going against Cocaine Charlie, which is, he's got some pretty crazy highlights on King of the Streets already. So everyone's gonna
yeah.
be expecting a barn burner for sure.
Do you know what, mate? Respect for him. He's a good fighter. Yeah, I've watched his fight. He knocked someone out with the headbutt. But trust me, if he's watching this right now, he wasn't able to do that to me, mate. I wouldn't let him. Not a chance. I know that he's good, but I'm better than him. Yeah, like a load of people have been saying to me, "Oh, you too young for this. Why do you want to do this? Why you want to put yourself in that position and you're going away on your own and fighting and that can get the streets?" Like, do you know what? Like, a lot of people didn't really believe on me to get me, but then I still believed on myself. I was like, nah, I can do this. Even doesn't really matter how hard it is. If do you know what, everything in your life, it's about it believing in yourself. Honest to God, if you believe in yourself, yeah, you can do anything. It doesn't really matter how scary, how hard it is. If you believe in yourself, you can do it.
Yeah, that kind of like led into my next question, man. Like usually towards like the end of the interviews, I'll sit here and I'll like ask the fighters or I'll ask anybody that I'm interviewing, kind of like like let's leave the video off on a positive note. So like give a message out there, man, because you were just kind of diving into not never giving up and people were doubting you and they're telling you, why are you doing this? But like obviously it something about this drives you to fucking like want to go do it and no one's gonna tell you no, this is like your dreams. So kind of tell everybody, man, like what's a message for people out there who kind of like sitting on the fence, don't really know what they want to do. Like what's some words of inspiration?
So my message, especially for people like same as me age, or well, I say our age, because you're only
Yeah.
23, right? Yeah. So my message is it doesn't really matter what you're doing in your life, right? You'll have to think about your career, especially when you're young. You doesn't have to really be a fighter or something. Just believe in yourself. Do something for your future or for your career to make a good living for yourself. To get what I'm saying? And to do something good to make your family to be proud of you. That's it. It's all about the believing and the mindset. If I know that I can do something, and then if it's hard, even if everyone tells me that you can't do it, I'll still do it because I know that I believe in myself that I can do it. I'm strong enough to be doing this thing.
All right, brother. So I appreciate you coming on, man. It's been a hell of a chat. I'm sure we'll talk again sometime in the future. We'll do like an Instagram live or something. We'll talk after
Definitely,
the fight, but
definitely. As I said, I'll still keep you updated how the fight goes and all that. Thanks
yeah,
very
man.
much for your time as well. Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
yeah, man. No, I appreciate your time. It means a lot, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and hop on, start jumping on the video right away so it can get uploaded. But I appreciate everybody for watching, man. Thanks for tuning in, brother. You can find him fighting soon. Can't reveal any times, no dates, but he will be fighting soon, making his debut on King of the Street. So everybody, please stay tuned, bro. I appreciate you joining me. Thank you.
No worries. Thanks very much. Speak to you soon, man.
Yes,
Thank
brother.
you.
Take care.
Take care.
Yes, sir.
Ta
Yeah.
ta.